A story of hope and resiliency amid the big C. That's what musical Dani Girl is all about. Diagnosed with leukemia, 9-year-old Dani Lyons shows us how she confronts and appreciates life and the people who support her, like friends and family. To tell us more about Dani Girl, we have in the studio Sheila Valderrama Martinez, who plays the mother of Dani, and Lawrence Martinez, who plays Ralph, Dani's imaginary friend and guardian angel. Good morning to this husband and wife team.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being with us. Okay, so Dani Girl, as you were mentioning earlier, was Sandbox Collective's maiden production way back in 2014, and both of you were also, part of that voyage. And now, 5 years later, it comes back again, still with Sandbox. So why Dani Girl?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, this is their first production back in the day, and it was a very special show that for their 5th anniversary, they wanted to bring it back again.
Okay.
And back in the day, it was a musical good for the soul. Now it's a musical about hope.
Okay, so good for the soul, a music about hope. Is it that different? I mean, it's still the same, but how is it different?
Well, we're using lots of multimedia aspects or things.
For this staging.
For this staging,
Okay.
yeah.
But basically, the message is the same. You take with you, after watching, a renewed sense of hope and appreciation of life.
So do tell us briefly about the background of Dani Girl for those that haven't seen it or would be interested in watching.
Well, it's a musical of Koeman and Dimon.
Yeah.
And it tells about, the story of the best friends, Dani and Marty, and their search for their answers in questions in the universe. And tells about hope, friendship, faith, told through the eyes of a 9-year-old.
Through their imagination. So.
Okay. And you play the mom,
Yes.
and you play several...
Yeah, I play...
Like 25 characters.
Yeah. But I play the father, I play the guardian angel.
Basically, everything in her imagination.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are our best friend. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever she wants you to be, you're like a genie. You pop up, and so tell us about your role. How were you able, to make it all happen?
Well, I just look at it through the eyes of a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine it through the eyes of a kid, and I just picture it, and I just do it.
And speaking of the eyes of a child, the lead character, Dani, is played by 2 different, very talented young ladies, but both different ages.
Yes.
Becca Coates and Kyle Napuli.
So how is that? I mean, why the different ages? Why not get 2 girls, the same age, a 9-year-old girl?
Well, Becca was from the original cast. So when they were restaging it again, of course, we were all excited to do it. It's something that we wanted to do again. And then our director and the artistic team, they wanted to try something a little different. So they got a cast that is a little closer to the age of the character. Yeah. Although off-Broadway, when this was produced there, they were played by adults. So it's just a different take.
Okay.
So you can watch both casts.
Oh.
They're
They're both amazing, and they offer something different.
Okay, so biggest takeaway, story about hope,
Yes.
Story about how a child goes through something, like the big C.
Yes.
And is there any one thing about life that you can actually tell us? Some people, as I've read a lot of your interviews, some people just go through life not really living and feeling, whereas Dani seems to be able to.
That's the biggest message of this show. It's to appreciate your life right now. Because we forget.
And live your life.
Yeah.
And one thing that's also interesting for our televiewers, I mean, the story about cancer, it's a bit heavy, maybe sad or something, but you seem to be able to tackle it and give so much life and the imagination.
There's so much
and
levity in the show, actually. So they will enjoy the show. They're gonna get a lot of laughs.
Okay, for all ages, right?
For all
Yes.
well,
9, I think, is the
9-year-old
9-year-old.
above.
Okay, so do invite our audiences to come and watch. I know it's already out.
Yes. So we'd like to invite everyone to come and watch Dani Girl, a musical about hope. We've already opened and we'll be back this Saturday. We have shows every Saturday and Sunday at the RCBC Theater.
Until September 1.
And
September
directed
1st.
still
Directed by
Toph.
Toph De Venecia
Musical direction by EJ Yatko, our choreographer, Stephen Vinas. And of course, we have other cast members. Dani Girl is played by Becca Coates and Felicity Kyle Napuli. We have the Martys, Luigi Quesada and Daniel Gerlon. And your alternate.
My alternate, Julian Mendoza.
And Pam.
Yeah, it is for the mom. I've seen Becca in Agnes of God, and she was amazing.
No,
so I'm really looking forward to watching this. And even from their own mouths, they said this is definitely a must-see play.
Definitely.
Something that the whole family can actually enjoy. It's very, it's very up to date. It's something they can all relate to. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning, Sheila Valderrama Martinez and Lawrence Martinez of Dani Girl.